Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our second podcast. I'm here with Gavin and Dylan. I am their guest speaker today, and today we will be talking about struggles. So, what is a struggle?
Definition that I like to use of struggle is something that you can't overcome or you don't see yourself overcoming in the near future. So, Dylan, what do you define a struggle as?
I think a struggle is like a wall, and like a very tall wall.
Okay.
Like, there's no doors, there's no nothing. So the only way to overcome it is hopping over the wall, which you have to find those pieces to hop over the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Logan?
I view an obstacle or like a challenge as something that you have a set goal and something that's getting in your way. So for many people, it involves academics, sports, or even something like hitting the gym, which is a common goal for people like this upcoming new year. So personally for me, a big struggle has been like expectations. So because I'm currently a senior applying to colleges and stuff, it's expected to maintain my 4-point high GPA while also doing all these extracurricular activities. And so a struggle for me has been really like, how can I say it? Like balancing like all my workload while also
Keeping expectations.
keeping expectations of keeping my all A's while also doing other things that are important to me.
I think we should start off by like saying what all of us struggle with. So I know you said academics, Dylan.
I kind of struggle with academics also because like over my high school career, I've had certain classes that I've struggled in. So like my English classes, I'm not very strong in English. So that's one of those that have like brought me down. Also chemistry, I don't know about you guys, but like that class was like super hard. So I had to like fight to keep my grade up in that class. And then, I think it's just my like science and English classes that have been like the most challenging, but that's expected. Yeah.
I think what I struggle with the most is just like finding myself as a person and like finding who I am and like
Finding your identity.
It's not really finding my identity, but like finding out like why I do some of the things I do, because some of the things I do are just flat out stupid.
Yeah, well, so, you gotta live and learn. That's like one of the...
Yeah, but like sometimes it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I don't really... It gets to like that mental struggle where it's like, I don't like myself or like the things I'm doing. Anyways, the topics we got today are body dysmorphia, mental illnesses, mental barriers, academic struggles, as I mentioned, religious struggles, relationship struggles, and sports struggles, which can kind of tie into the body dysmorphia and gym aspect of things. Anyways, which one do y'all want to start off with first?
In my opinion, I kind of want to start off with the sports.
Okay.
So
have we all done a sport here?
Yeah.
Yes, we have all done. Have you the sport? You done track?
Football,
Track. Okay.
Yeah. So over my high school career, I've done golf and basketball. And
which one was your favorite?
Golf. Okay. So with the struggle, I feel like seeing other people shoot like lower than me, and then I'm like the one shooting high, was like a big like mental like pause for me, because like it felt as if I wasn't good enough, and like
you weren't meant.
According to The Rock, it's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. In that case, once you put in the work and practice, you can take whichever you want. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You
What
can
verse
do.
Is that? Do you know?
4:13.
Proverbs.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
But like having like my dad as one of the coaches, and having like all my coaches have like high hopes for me and not achieve it, was like very hard for me. And also like for basketball, I wasn't really good. Like, I'm just gonna be like real, I wasn't very good, and having the time to play it was actually like one of the best things for me, like in my high school career, because like I'm a big basketball fan. Like I watch NBA, I watch college, I sometimes watch the high school play, and it's like one of my passions. So, like, seeing everybody achieve is like a great thing. But for me, I did not achieve that at all. So that's why it's a struggle for me.
Anyways, Logan, what about you, man?
I'm not the most athletically gifted. But also a challenge for me is putting in the work and not getting the results. I have played basketball since probably 6th grade at Pacelli. And every year I worked, put the work in all summer in the 100-degree weather outside of my driveway, thinking this would be the year. And every year was not the year. I know it sounds bad, but it's just like my expectations were too high for me. Mm-hmm. And so it had me find a new way into my passion, which is what I found out, which was journalism. So that's why I plan to study in college. So not playing the sport, but actually doing what I'm good at in like communicating with people and talking and like, you know.
Yeah. Do you regret putting in all that work?
I mean.
Or do you think it like helped you find yourself?
I mean, when it comes back, it's taught me valuable lessons, like not quitting. And like even when life gets hard, to just persevere through it. And because in life, there are going to be these problems that you hit. And it might not be basketball. It might be, like, other things. But it's still, like, necessary to still keep, like, put your head down and still get the work done. So that's one valuable lesson it taught me. Also, showing up to practice. We always had to be early. And so this is going to be good for when I have, like, a job. Of how you have to always, you're either early is on time and on time is late. So that's one thing I really incorporate into everything I do. So like between those two lessons, it's really helped me.
Yeah. For me, football and track. I tried football. This wasn't for me. I loved it, like in the aspect of, I get to go out there and hit somebody. Mm-hmm. But I could not remember the plays. So
that'd be my problem.
We had like I played safety and wide, right? Mm-hmm. And so like the quarterback would be calling plays, and I would be the only one in the huddle. I was like, so what do I do?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I had the same problem in basketball. In practice, we would run through these plays. He would make sure we walk through the plays. But once it was game time,
it just goes out the window.
I just couldn't remember plays.
At practice and at game time for basketball, the coach would just tell me stand in the corner because he would just tell me to stand in the corner. And I remember one game, I had the ball for one game. I was in the corner. Coach was like, stand in the corner, okay? And I was right there. I was ready to shoot the ball. Mm-hmm. He passes it to me. The guy was on the free throw line. He comes over, jumps like sky high and blocks it. And then I was like, oh. And then he started mouthing off stuff. And then he got a technical foul. And then me, probably one of the worst free throw shooters on the team, coach was like, hey, I want you to shoot that free throw. And then I was like, me, coach? Me? And then he was like, yeah. And then I go to shoot that free throw. The whole crowd pulled out their cameras. I
can confirm.
He can confirm. Everybody pulled out their cameras. Like, they were witnessing history.
It was like LeBron passing the scoring record.
This is the part where you say you made it, right?
Yeah, I made it.
Oh, okay.
I made it. Yeah, I made it. But
the school posted it on their
Instagram. The video. Like, it kind of felt like I was one of those, like, Theo Pinsons, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Or, like, the Thanias of Milwaukee, who is very trash, but, like, can also, like, come in and, like...
Bring that energy
to the bench. Yeah.
And then, like... With track, I love track. It was really just a distraction, like running, because it helped me get away from certain mental aspect of things. Yeah. But, like, I remember the first race that I did. Like, I was originally set up for the 200, the 100, and that was it for the day. But we were probably 5 minutes from the arena. Yeah. Coach looks at me and says, Gavin, I need you to run the 400. What? Now the 400 is the one where you go all the way around. Yeah. And so I'm a sprinter. I don't do long distance. So I walked in there ready to just do my 200, do my 100, get out.
Yeah.
And then when he said, you're doing the 400, I already knew I was going, and on top of that, it was like 400 relays. So I had other
so
people.
So you had to.
And like, I was the third person. I was who they were counting
You were the final stretch.
To wrap it up.
Yeah.
And so we were already losing. Like, bad. And so they gave it to me. And everyone else was like done running.
Oh.
And
all eyes on you.
You brought it home? You brought it home?
But we lost. I was the only one. Like,
okay.
everyone, literally, everyone was done winning. You already had your first, second, third, fourth. I mean, third, second, first, second, third.
Yeah.
And we were the fourth. And, like, it was just me on the track. And, but, like, that kind of gave me the mental thought that, like, am I really that bad at this? Or it was just, like, a bad timed everything. But, like, do you think out of all those moments we named, it kind of takes a mental toll on you where you question, like, is
it worth it?
Not is it worth it, but like, am I really like good enough to be here? You know, like, am I worth?
Like, I mean, like, when they pulled out their cameras, I think that meant something. Yeah. That I really suck. So, like, I'm being so for real. Yeah. When somebody just pulls out their camera, they're witnessing history. Me shooting a technical free throw.
Yeah. Logan, do you think, like, you putting in all that work during the summer and then you still not getting a starting position, do you think that, like, lowered your worth in a sense?
I mean, I feel like in a way it did, because all the time I spent thinking, because my expectations were up here. I was like, oh, I'm putting all this work in the 100-degree heat just so I will be able to, when we get on the bus, this might sound terrible, but when we're going to away games, it's like wondering, am I even going to step on the court?
Yeah.
And it's like, I know I'm the one putting in, I guarantee you I put in one of the most work out of anyone on the team. I'm spending the most time in the gym, getting shots up, and all the other people, it's like, it's just given to them, like their athletic ability, where it's like they don't have to put in as much work. And knowing I put in more work and still not getting in the game and like wondering, hey, am I even going to see the court? And if I do, it's when am I going to? Like, is it going to have to be when we're up 30 or when we're up like a huge number, which was very like bad for me. So
one thing that I do remember from like 7th grade football is when it was probably like my second time I got PT. I was playing at tight end for some reason, hated that position.
Yeah.
So my goal, of course, was to block, right? And I did block very well.
Yeah.
But like after the play, the dude I was blocking against, he got all mad and started cussing me out, and that hurt my feelings. So I started crying, and then I look over to Coach Pierce and I tap my helmet because that means like you're injured.
Yeah.
And so he pulls me out of the game. And he said, "What's wrong with you, boy?" And I was like, "Coach, I overheated." And like I just did not want to tell him, like, "Oh my God, this dude said something about me. Now my feelings are all hurt."
Yeah.
And so that was the core memory for football season, dude. And I like that's something. Oof. But anyways, what else do we want to hit on? That was sports
still continue on sports.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a ton of people who have achieved like high things when they're riding the same bus as us. Like Tom Brady, shout out to him. He was like one of the bench players. He got drafted, and then they didn't really see the true side of him until the injuries like stacked up at the QB position for the Patriots. And then it was his time to shine. And then he got that moment. He shined in that moment, and that's who he is today.
Yeah.
So I think
being ready.
Yeah, being ready is like
stay
the main
ready
focus.
mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at him now, he's hoping to lead his team to a Super Bowl, being the last pick of the draft. It's about staying ready and keeping on the grind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't got anything. All
right.
Covered it.
So I think we're going to take it to the next one. Do you guys want to do mental barriers or...
I think mental barriers would be a good tie-in.
All right.
Because we ended on like Brock Purdy and Tom Brady.
Yeah, mental barriers. All right.
Mental barriers / scared of finding the next step. I think everyone has mental barriers, no matter what they do in life, whether it's trying to find a new job, trying to get over someone, trying to and just find where you're going next in life, that can be a scary thing because once again, you're stepping into the unknown. And so there's always that thought in the back of your head, like, what if I fail?
Like a dark tunnel, not seeing the light at the end.
Like, if I fail, then I'm done for, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what I'm seeing, like, out of the senior year, out of the second semester, because, like, all my classes, I feel like I've got it, but, like, just seeing, like, what's next is kind of, like, scary, and that's what's, like, I don't want to call it senioritis because I don't have it right now. I might later, but I don't have it right now. But I just want to say that I feel like seeing the next step, which is college, being alone from your family, your friends, and all that stuff, I feel like it takes a toll early before it really happens. To follow up on your statement.
And anyone watching that's not a senior, senioritis is true. I can confirm. So yeah, be ready for it. And make sure it doesn't hit too hard because you still want to be able to graduate. So it's kind of important. So for you with mental barriers, Kev?
I already said my piece.
Dylan?
I already went.
All right, my turn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Mental barrier for me. It's kind of hard when I think about it. We'll come back to me. Let's go to the next topic and I'll think of it.
Well, no. I think there's still more to talk about. Mental barriers. How do you overcome a mental barrier?
I feel like the people around you really help you through that because, like, your coaches, your teachers, your parents, your friends, all of them can help you through it. Even yourself, if you think about it. You just have to have the right mindset, hang around the nice crowd to get you where you want to be.
Something that helps me through it is praying about it also. So that's one thing that really helps me through it, through, like, not just my mental problems, but, like, any problem I'm having in my life. Just, like, praying about it and being close to God has really helped me through it.
I agree with Dylan. I think it's the people that you hang around, really. And, you know, if you're one of those people who feel like you really have no one, then I say you start writing about things. Like, because if you have no one, then you always have yourself. And only you know how you truly feel. So I feel like writing down your thoughts and writing down how you feel about certain situations can help you.
And, like, reflecting off of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It helps you understand where you are in your head. And, like, I know a lot of people think they understand, oh, yeah, I know how I feel about this situation. But when you actually write it out, it puts things so much more into perspective. And, like, I think that's the thing. That's something not a lot of people understand. Anyways, new topic. I know you mentioned God, so I think this would be a good time to move into the religion aspect of things. And so I'm going to start off by saying, I know you said a way you deal with mental struggles is praying about things, right? What about for those who don't have God / don't believe in God? How do you think that partakes? Like, do you think that has a significance in it?
I mean, I don't really know.
Oh, wait, let me further explain on it.
Okay.
You have people with mental struggles, of course,
Yep.
who are depressed, suicidal, whatever. And the number one go-to excuse that I always hear is, if God was real, he wouldn't be putting me through all this. Now go.
So this might sound dumb in a way, but the way I look at it is everything that happens in your life is for a reason. So whether, I know this might be severe, but whether something really bad, like you get laid off or something like that, it's to make you stronger. So when people are going through struggles, like, let's see, let me find a struggle that's good. So when I fail a test or something, it's everything that happens to me, whether good or bad, makes me, I know I said it, but it makes me stronger in a way, knowing that I've learned something from it and, like, I gained it.
Shell.
Yeah, and it's like, it makes me I don't know.
Makes you who you are.
No, it just makes me like feel more comfort in knowing that I'm getting stronger and everything happens for a reason. So
I feel like for those people that have trouble like finding God, they can like find something that's close to it and substitute it until they find the true meaning of if God really exists and all that stuff. So like if you find nature, you love nature, you go for walks, you go biking, you do all the outdoor activities, and you see the true like beauty in nature, you can like deeply figure out that, oh, God is the one who created it and everything's beautiful through God.
I know something that helps a lot of people is meditating. So it's just taking a time. It can be anywhere really, and just closing your eyes and just taking in how to show that life is so much bigger than just yourself, and just like calming down, resting, and just listening to everything that's happening around you. And I know that just helps a lot of people too that don't believe in a higher power. Finding something like that, like Dylan said, between nature and meditating, I know has helped a lot of people.
Do you think, how was I going to phrase this? Do you think with those people who do have problems coming to terms with there being a God, what do you think they look forward to? Like, what do you think they're trying to live? I don't want to say live for, but
achieve.
Okay, so let me put it like this: Christians, Catholics, all those different religions that believe in a God, they aim towards, of course, there being a heaven or hell or like some eternal afterlife.
Right.
But then you have the atheists. What do you think?
What do you think they strive for? So I think what they strive for is just like satisfaction.
Do you think? Okay, never mind. That was a bad question.
Because, like, if they don't believe in an afterlife, they just want to feel the best while they have it. So I think they just strive for satisfaction.
That was my bad. That was a bad question off the rip, but you kind of fixed it up. I should have mentioned how they don't believe in an afterlife in general, and like after we die, they think it's just black.
Yeah.
So do you think that it kind of comes to the point where like if there isn't a God, then nothing I do matters, so live my life to the fullest?
Yeah.
I have heard some people say that. Now I can't speak for them, of course, because I am a Catholic. But what I've heard is people like that, they strive to be successful and they just want, I feel like they associate like riches with like, they want to feel like the best now because there is nothing to look forward to after you die. So it's like trying to do as much as you can now before yes.
That's fair. Continuing on the religious aspect, what about people who constantly live in sin? So like you have those people who find themselves not to be good people. They're constantly out doing different stuff that they know they aren't supposed to do. All this different wild activity, I'll put it like that.
I think it takes the people around them to show them the true, like what they're really doing and how to get out of it. Because
I think it's not that they don't know what they're doing. I think they know what they're doing.
Sometimes.
It depends on the situation, but sometimes they know what they're doing. They just don't know how to stop, rather.
Right.
Yeah, like it becomes addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you still say like the people around you? Logan?
I was going to say the same thing. The people around you making you stronger. So, yeah.
I don't disagree with the fact that it's the people around you, but I do say you have to put in some effort yourself. Like everyone just can't help you. Like,
you have to want it.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to be the one to
achieve
realize.
it. You have to show that you want it to get what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we already touched on lack of belief in any God, really, not just the Catholic God. Logan, you got one?
I don't have one now.
Dylan, you got a topic?
I mean, we could go back into academics.
Nope.
No?
Not right now. Not right now.
Okay.
All right. Academics stress me out when we're talking about it on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we move into relationships?
Okay.
Logan, you start us off. Actually, Dylan, start us off.
Yep.
Okay. I have never been in a prior relationship with any girl or anything, but I do have, like, friendships and stuff, so I guess I can cover about that.
That counts, yeah.
Okay. So, one of the struggles I have is seeing, like, my friends hurt and stuff and my family hurt over, like, something, and then, like, I try to put myself out there to help, and then not realizing, like, what it does to yourself. Like, you tend to, like, burn out in a way. Seeing, like, oh, I can help, like, try to be that superhero, and then it turns out that, oh, I'm not as strong as I'm supposed to be, and, like, you kind of, like, back off of it a little bit, and that could be, like, a real struggle for me. That's something that I struggle with a little bit. So I don't know if it's relatable to you guys, but yeah.
No. So one thing for me with my relationships with, like, my friends is I feel like putting your all into, like, helping them, but it's like you're not feel like you're getting, like, the best of them too. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like you're helping them, you're going out of your way, and then when it comes to helping, it's like you're not getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you feel like you're being taken advantage of?
Yes.
That's fair. For me and relationships are a touchy subject, really. I don't know how to explain it. Relationships are a great thing to me, man. Man.
If you're wondering why we were laughing, there was something that Gavin pulled up that was very funny. Man. I don't know if he meant to do that, but yeah. Back to you, Gavin.
You didn't really have to explain.
I just don't want, like, everybody commenting, why are they laughing? Why are they laughing? Why are they laughing?
It's a podcast.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's
okay,
all I really have to explain on relationships. There's something, man.
They're difficult. As you can tell.
Love them. Gotta love them. Is there anything, like, y'all want to talk about regarding relationships? Because, hey.
Okay, let's start off with this. What about having struggles to start one?
Now this is turning, like, into a dating podcast.
Dating podcast 101.
Having trouble starting one. I feel like the thing that messes a lot of people up is, like, they try so hard to get a girlfriend. When it's like, you don't need to try that hard. Like, if you have a... Okay, I see. Having a girl best friend, right? I feel like that's enough. I don't feel like you should try to force a relationship with something that might not be there. But of course, I think that's the easiest way, though. Like, having a solid girl best friend, and then eventually y'all grow closer over time. But again, I don't think people need to go out of their way to try to
overachieve just to get one.
Yeah, like, that's what... I'm about to hurt a lot of people's feelings. That's why I disagree with, like, dating apps and all that. Because, like, I feel it's unnecessary because, again, it's kind of that void in your mind where it's like, I need somebody to keep me stable, you know, to keep me company.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my take on necessarily starting one.
So trying to connect to the people you're close to already.
Try to connect to the people you're around, because you're clearly around them for a reason. You clearly get along with them for a reason.
Yeah, and they know you.
And also be yourself too. Yeah. Like, don't try to be something you're not just to be with them. Whereas if they're like the real one, then they'll accept you for who you are.
Yeah. Logan, you got anything?
Not in relationships.
Gotta love them. Gotta struggle. What about arguments, guys? Relationship arguments.
Okay, so this is a different thing. So, if you get into relationship arguments, I know I've said this multiple times, but I would rely on the people around you, because they're your true friends. They've been in your shoes, and they know what to do in that certain predicament. And having them have your back 24/7 is the best thing, and I think you should use your resources. So, that's my take on it.
Let me see something real quick. A little intermission real quick.
Okay.
Dial in on the podcast.
This is Mason, by the way.
Yep, we gotta dial in.
Sponsored by State Farm. And Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Hey, man.
What's up?
You're on speaker, by the way.
Okay.
Welcome to the podcast.
What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. What's your take on relationships?
Like, what about it?
Like, struggles in relationships. What's one big struggle?
With relationships?
Yeah. I was the same. I couldn't really name anything because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You don't want to have any shout outs.
I don't know.
He's trying to watch what he says right now.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No.
It would be better if like you were here. You know, this conversation would be going a lot smoother because I know me and you have a lot to say, but you know.
Yeah.
Let's just say some people aren't experiencing that field.
Yeah, Dylan and Logan can't really converse on this topic right now.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Anyways, I could tell you were asleep, so I'm gonna send you back to sleep.
Shout out to Mason's bed, by the way.
Man. Anyways,
Well, another phone in? No? Okay.
Y'all keep talking. Okay, I'll call her back later.
All right.
Anyways, back to the main point.
What have we not discussed?
We haven't discussed academic struggles. We can come back. We can do that now.
Okay.
Mental struggles or body dysmorphia. I mean, yeah, we did. Did we do mental struggles?
Yeah, we did.
Mental struggles.
We did.
Okay, so body dysmorphia and academics.
Yep.
Okay. So let's start off with academics. So what I feel about academics is you have those teachers that look up to you high, and having a
welcome to today's podcast.
We're doing a school project right now. I'll call you back in a little. I'll tell you later. All right, bye.
Okay, so going back to what I said, you have those teachers, you have those principals, you have those counselors, you have everybody around you in that school that think, oh, you've got this, you're one of the smartest, all this blah, blah, blah. But playing it on the field of school is the hardest part.
So playing up to expectations.
Yes, playing up to expectations is like the true struggle to me in academics, because yeah, these people can call you smart, all this, but it's actually the game time, which is the school day, to actually perform it and prove yourself, which can be hard with depending on like the class and what it covers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can already tell you I have nothing to necessarily say on this. I understand that academics is like a big struggle in everyone's lives.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like, now it's just going to make me sound lazy. I feel like there's always going to be a bigger struggle. So I feel like academics are just like a tiny pea and like a pool full of struggles. That's why I don't really have that much to say.
Well, speaking of academics, we could talk about our good academics and what colleges we got into. Dylan, would you like to start?
Yeah. So, as you can see, I got into Purdue University. That was my dream school, and finally getting to hear back from them and saying that I got in was like shocking, because like they're a very good school and they're very hard to get into, and being one of those selected people is very grateful, and having God on my side is awesome. So I also got into Oklahoma. I got into Kansas State, I got into Baylor, Arizona State, and then...
Oh, I thought we were just naming where we're going to, not everywhere.
I thought we were naming everything. But I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, and Embry-Riddle, yeah. So, Gavin, I'm going to pass it on to you.
I'm going to only say where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Mercer. What do you plan on majoring in?
Aviation.
I'm going to Mercer. I'm majoring in exercise science.
Oh, cool.
/ kinesiology. I want to
Study dead bodies?
What?
No,
What?
what's that?
The way the body moves.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Anyways, Logan?
So I've been accepted to one college right now, or university, Arizona State, Forkham.
Let's not throw up gang signs.
Hey, this is the fort. As you can tell, it's like Aquaman, you know, with the thing. Yeah.
Show them the...
Oh, yeah, the little gear right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been accepted there, and I'm waiting. Any day now, I'm going to hear back from UT Austin, University of Texas. And then late March, I hear back from Syracuse, Columbia, and Northwestern. So we'll hear back from them. It'll probably be a rough week of rejections back to back. But hey,
you gotta manifest the good.
It'll be great.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll wait to hear back from them. And
what do you plan on majoring in?
I plan on majoring in sports broadcast journalism. So I plan on being on TV, talking about sports, doing what I love. So that's the dream.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like all your colleges are the best suit for what you're going to be?
Yeah. Every college I've applied to is good at the field. So now it's just, once I go, it's doing my job to be good and becoming successful. So now it's up to me.
I would agree on that statement.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that has been today's episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next weekend for the next one.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yes. And if you have any comments or concerns, please comment down below. Thank you. See you next episode.
Bye, guys.